New proof tonight that people are leaving blue states in droves. In a Wall Street Journal op-ed titled, "The Blue State Exodus Accelerates," the editorial board writes, quote, "The IRS data shows a net 105,000 people left Illinois in 2021, taking with them some $10.9 billion, that's with a B, dollars in AGI, he meant to say. That's up from $8.5 billion in 2020 and $6 billion in 2019. New York's income loss increased about $25 billion in 2021 from $19.5 in 2020 and $9 billion, just $9 billion in 2019. California, they lost $29 billion in 2021, more than triple what it did just 4 years ago. All of this income migration helps explain why Florida and other low-tax states lead the country in job growth, unquote. But this isn't stopping Democratic leaders from fulfilling their green dreams. California just banned diesel trucks starting in 2036. President Biden's EPA, they have to approve it. And in New York, the governor and lawmakers just agreed on a ban on gas stoves. The state will reportedly ban natural gas in new buildings starting in 2025 when they vote on a budget as early as next week. This is remarkable, Nicole, that California, Illinois, New York, where we live, New Jersey, along with Todd in New Jersey, their leaders don't seem to care. They are losing all of this tax revenue. You keep seeing the budget gaps. Eventually, these states will go bankrupt, and it seems like they're like, oh, well, bye-bye.
We were talking about it earlier in the hour that you have President Biden just coming out and criticizing Republicans. Well, what happened during the pandemic? Everyone came out and criticized Governor DeSantis on how he handled things, yet Florida had the biggest influx of people. They gained $39.2 billion of income in 2021 because people left in droves, New York, California. And the reason that is happening is because the Democrats are running these states so poorly. So facts matter. And while you want to say all these feel-good things and criticize others, I mean, you really have to put your money where your mouth is. I mean, look at us in New Jersey. I pay 10 times the property taxes here than I did in my home state of Arizona. Yeah. I can barely get to my driveway because there are so many potholes on the street. We lose power all the time because of the above ground wires. The education system is horrible. Like, what does New Jersey have to show for all of the taxes? Absolutely nothing. It is run very poorly, and Democrats need to look at this. And when we're talking about presidential elections, I think that you need to look at governors. Any governor who's considering running, like potentially Governor Newsom, he had more people leave his state than any other state. Why he would think that anyone would trust him to run a country? I mean, it is asinine.
And that's the thing, right? When it comes to this presidential election coming, it's very easy just to make the argument. Do you want America to look like Florida, Texas, Tennessee, South Carolina, which are run by red governors, or Republican governors, or do you want it to look like California, Illinois, or New York? It seems like a pretty easy choice. Now, Todd,
yes,
60% of New Yorkers still have natural gas stoves, but yet the media told us that, no, they're not actually coming for these. Well, they're coming for them. They're coming for them quickly. The thing is, when you go to electric, won't that be more costly to the consumer than actually electric, than actually gas stoves?
And the drain on the grid, we don't know if we can even power up these stoves. So, look, we aren't getting rid of your gas stoves. We're not making your kids sit through a direct. Oh, wait, no, they are. No, that's what they are waiting. They are forcing you to do that. Look, I've heard from so many chefs that we've interviewed on our program that you really can't cook, whether you're in a restaurant or whether you're not in a restaurant, unless you're using gas. We've heard from so many truckers that say, you know, you really can't drive a truck unless you're with diesel. And we've heard from a number of humans that said you really can't breathe unless you have oxygen. So let's stop with these shenanigans. It's been working. You're not going to help the environment by that much, if at all. And let's also remember, how do you create the electricity? Coal.
My Jersey Shore share house, by the way, had an electric stove. And
you were doing a lot of
cooking.
Came
out horribly.
Yeah.
Let's play this montage real quick, just as a little reminder of what Democrats in the media called conservatives, called them crazy for saying there was a gas stove ban coming. Go.
The sheer stupidity of it, I just believe that whoever's pulling this issue and telling Republicans to obsess over it,
Kevin McCarthy,
they just need to stop.
I do think it's funny, the absolute utter Republican meltdown where they're like, you can take my gas stove or my cold dead hands. Or how dare you talk about gas stoves?
The right-wing freakout over the use of gas stoves is merely the latest in a long series of made-up culture war battles designed to enrage and rile up their right-wing and paranoid base.
couldn't watch that AOC.
It's embarrassing.
It was like watching the Blair Witch Project. I got a little bit nauseous.
Yeah.
They all told us it was fake, Tammy, and now we got the receipts that, oh no, we were lied to again.
If there's one thing from my time on the left I've written about and I say every now and then is believe the left when they tell you something. Believe them, that they mean it. And then, of course, they want to get some space. Sometimes it's a trial balloon, and then they just want to get some space. And then the next thing you know, it's already being implemented. Because they have no regard for us. They really don't care. They just want to be able to move things out, like in the middle of the night, crawling out of the window. I think that's what we take from this. No matter how crazy something seems or dumb, they're serious. And, of course, we've seen the result of this through the last 100 years in modern society and the collapse of various countries, because other human beings, whether they be Russian or Cuban or Venezuelan or whomever, they've learned that to take them seriously.
Well, this is the problem. They keep trying to enact this legislation. Yeah. If we have data showing its benefit, great. Let's figure out how to make it work. But look what happened in California with their power grid. They're like, you cannot charge your cars, and people were stranded on this side of the road.
Untethered from reality, a bait and switch, no question.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.